Josh had to get outside fast and help Manch. He began to dress more quickly. "Josh," his mother was yelling up from the kitchen, "stop your dallying and come down here this minute." The dogs were in trouble. What could he do? He should have talked them into letting him join them yesterday. After all, he was human. He had access. Well, he would have access to a gun. Greg's gun. With a gun, he could at least scare off the river gang. Wes Rocket had a gun. He was always bragging about it. "Joshua Anthony Wilkinson." "I'm coming." He clattered down the stairs. His mother was spooning cereal into the baby, but she looked up when he came in. "Well," she said, "that's better. Your oatmeal's getting colder by the minute." "I don't have time to eat," Josh said, hurrying toward the door. Greg lowered his newspaper. "Can't wait to get back to school, hey?" He winked, another of his let's be pals tricks, and went back behind the paper. Before Josh got across the room, there was a familiar scratch at the porch door. "Josh, will you let the dog in?" his mother asked, but Josh was already opening the door. "Are you okay?" he whispered. Manch ignored him, walking in, head high, tail a-wag. He went, as he always did, to his food dish, sniffed, then went to the water dish and, finding it empty, stepped on the edge of the bowl and set it clanking. "Just ask for it, boy. Go ahead, I dare you." What would his parents do if Manch opened his muzzle and said a few words? "Ha! No, don't do that, boy. I want to be the only one who knows." Manch clanked the bowl again. Okay, boy, I get the message," Greg said, starting to fold the paper. "I'll get it," Josh said. He jumped for the bowl, filled it at the sink, and then put it on the floor again near the wood stove. Greg was watching him. "Smart dog, that one." It was what he always said when Manch rattled the water dish. "He can always tell you what he wants." If you only knew. Josh stood watching as Manch lapped away, sloshing the water on the floor like he was some ordinary dog. "Josh, you've got to sit down and eat your breakfast." Josh obeyed, his eyes on the dog. Now Manch had gone and got his rubber bone. He brought it to Greg and stood up on his hind legs to drop the toy into Greg's lap. Hey, this isn't playtime, you old lug. I gotta go to work." Manch ran to the center of the big kitchen and sat, his head cocked to one side. Okay, we'll show them our trick. Loves to show off, this character. Jeannie, Josh, watch this." Greg threw the rubber bone. The dog jumped, snatching it in midair. "See that? Right out of the air? Smart boy." Josh watched, a giggle growing in his throat. Smart boy indeed. Manch carried the bone back to Greg and dropped it in his lap. Greg put his face down into the dog's. "Woof," the man said. Manch cocked his head in mock surprise, and then, tail wagging like a propeller, splashed his tongue all over Greg's face. "If you only knew," Josh said to himself. "If you could only hear him talk." The giggle Josh had been holding back burst out in a great snort. Everyone looked at him, even the baby. "Hey, what's so funny?" Greg asked in a pleased, puzzled kind of way. "Nothing. Just something I happened to think of," said Josh. "By the way," said Greg, "I ran into Fred Rocket at the post office yesterday." Josh's blood froze at the name Rocket. Greg went on. "He says his kid brother can't wait to get to know you better. He's in your class, right?" Suddenly Josh wasn't hungry. "Wants to get to know me better, nothing," he said to himself. "Wes Rocket wants to kill me."